Thanks so much for joining me again. Today, we've got some tools for you, 5 to be exact, to help you get into the right energy, no matter where it is you're going, what you're going to be doing, getting you prepped for that new thing you're about to try. 5 different tools. They're going to be so good. Check out this podcast today. And again, if you find any value out of this, remember to subscribe. Please provide a review. If you're tuning in on our podcast or on our YouTube channel, if we're not connected at all, just a sweet reminder to be connected, because I love to get these conversations going and learning whether or not this is beneficial to you and what you want to see more of, because I want to help you get to your most fullest life in love, life, and business. All right, let's tune in and see what this is all about. Thanks. See ya. Good morning. Welcome to another edition of the Inspired Love, Life, and Business podcast. Thank you so much for joining me. Of course, you can be anywhere in the world, so it might be evening, afternoon, any part of the day for you. You might not even be tuning into this fresh, which is totally cool. I want to send you so much love, peace, joy, and everything that feels wonderful. So with that being said, today we're bringing to the show the energy and the space and how those things play a role in how your day will go, how each moment will go, and how you can really make the most out of your life and each moment that compiles the entirety of your life. So how does energy play a role? Why does that matter in the space that you're in, and how all of that works? So if you don't already know who I am, my name is Ninh Dinh, and my goal and my purpose is to inspire others to be able to reach the fullest potential that they have in love, life, and business. And the reason why I've chosen those 3 aspects is because they are so important in making up our entirety. They are the very important factors in what brings us joy, what makes us who we are. And it's a lovely thing once you understand love and relationships, once you get your business together, all of that makes and creates a really beautiful life. So let's get into the energy and how you bring it into the space that you are stepping into. So when you think about going somewhere or doing something or being a part of a wedding, taking part in a conference, going to a school event, whatever it looks like, and you're preparing for it, you think about, what do I need to wear? What do I need to bring with me? Who am I going with? What is that going to look like? And every day will be different, right? Leading up to the event, it's going to change. But ultimately, when that day comes, if you feel prepared mentally, if you have everything that you need, you're going to bring and provide a better energy for yourself and for everyone that you're around. Versus if you got into maybe a car accident, or if you forgot your paperwork, or if you didn't find a dress that you love, those things can really affect the energy that you bring into the room. So with that being said, the more that we have things that we're in alignment with, things that bring us joy, things that we know that we love, that can provide us with the right energy, the more we can feel prepared for being in that moment, for being in that space. So there are so many things that can help you to prepare for that. So let's go into different aspects of how you can prepare to bring the right energy into the room, into the space, to be able to live a really wonderful and exciting and fun and joy-filled life. One of the things, of course, that everyone can connect with is music. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say, there's not a song I can stand. I don't like listening to music. It's just not for me. What kind of music gets you into the mood? There are people who have playlists for when they go to the gym. They have playlists for when they just need to be amped up for that speaking engagement. They have playlists for when they need to just bring the tone down cool down, meditate, and get ready for the nighttime, get ready for some rest. They have music for when they need to get into the right groove for writing, for creativity. So your playlist music is so important in that. So that's something you can take advantage of to get you into the right mood, into the right space. So that's one thing. Another thing is, what is the right time of day, or the right day of the week, or the right time of the month? If you have a specific time that you know you get really jazzed about, that just makes you feel really good, then that's when you should use the time to get into the space of enjoyment and relaxation and bringing the energy. So if you know you have to write another line in that book, if you know you have to create a course, or you're preparing for a presentation, getting ready to learn something new, what time of day does that look like? Or is that on a Wednesday when you know you'll show up, you just have that right vibration, that right mood on that time of day or at that day of the week? Preparing for that, your mind and your body will be in alignment, that it knows what's coming and it'll be prepared. So knowing when you have a day where you have the setup of what you need to bring, what you can bring, when you can bring your best, then you're just ready for it. So knowing the time and day is very helpful as well. So that's the second tip. The third tip is having quotes prepared. So you can either have these just sitting in your head, but it's also really nice to have them written down or printed out, put all over your walls or on your phone, to just remind you of what you're capable of, remind you of things that inspire you, whatever that quote may be. A quote that's spoken to me for years, decades now, is a quote from Wayne Gretzky. I used to think it was Michael Jordan, but you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And I love that because it reminds me, yes, I'm going to be really scared about a lot of the things that I'm going to get into. There are things that I'm going to want to do, and mentally, my mind is protecting me, and it's going to tell me, oh, are you ready for that? Are you going to do a good job? Is that something you really need to do? Or let's stay in our comfort zone. The more you work on the way that you talk to yourself and the quotes that you remind yourself of whenever you get into those kinds of situations, the more you'll be in a regular pace to say, you know what, I am scared, or maybe I'm not ready. Maybe it won't be perfect the first time I try, but it's okay because I'm very excited to go. This is going to be really a different in life. It's going to change the way that I see things. It'll ignite my creativity. Trying new things unlock different spaces in my way of thinking, in my brain, and activates new features and functions, just like a brand new computer or a new app that you get. So having a quote that inspires you is very helpful. So having that ready anywhere that you can look for it, on your computer again, on your walls, on your phone. When we were little, we used to write it on our hands with beautiful gel pens, but having that quote ready. So we had music, we had chosen time of day or time of the week, time of the month, and then we have the quote or affirmation ready. So then another tip for those of you who meditate, getting into the right mind space. And I will say too, this has a lot to do with what you're thinking, the things that you're telling yourself, what's going on in your head whenever you're doing anything or when you're doing nothing. What are you telling yourself? What are you saying? What kind of discussions are going in there? We all know we talk to ourselves, right? Sometimes it's audible, sometimes it's not. But what is going on in there? What are we saying? I've touched on this in a previous podcast before, so you can check it out. But what is happening in your mind is very important. Are we at peace? Are we being quiet? Are we enjoying this moment? Or are we running in a mental space, thinking about all of the different possibilities for the future, all of the things in the past that we can't correct, telling ourselves, oh man, I should have done this. Goodness, why didn't I do that? Why did I do it like this? Why did I say things the way that I did? Beating ourselves up gets us nowhere. sitting in the space and enjoying the exact moment that we're in, whether we're laying on a bed relaxing, or we're sitting on our couch enjoying our children, or reading a book. Giving whatever it is that you're doing the space that it needs allows you to enjoy that moment and make the most of that situation. And being aware of your thoughts creates more powerful, more meaningful thoughts and allows you room to enjoy what you currently have, who you currently are, and makes you forget. I wouldn't say forget. The best way to say it really is to just notice everything around you. Your toes, your fingers, your eyes, your ears, the things you hear, embracing the moment, taking in all of the elements around you. And then it brings you a new appreciation. So being aware of where you are, being in the moment, meditating if that's for you, a guided meditation or just a peaceful, quiet meditation that brings you back to centering thoughts about just, I am alive. I am full of abundance. I have exactly the time that I need. I'm right where I need to be. Those things repeated to yourself will bring you right back to peace and finding that right energy that you need to channel to be ready to be wherever it is that you're going or where you need to be. So then the next one is the community. Who do you go to? Do you have someone who is really inspiring or someone who is always full of excitement or who just knows exactly what you need when you need it? Giving them a text, giving them a call, or it's someone you don't know personally, but if you turn on one of their inspirational or motivational conversations, crack open their book, listen to their podcast, of course for you, it's me. Or whoever it is, whatever it is, when you have that ready, turn it on, tune into it, call them, let them know. Use that energy in that space and their belief in you, their excitement and their joy for life. We should all have that one person, if not an entire community, right? That you can go to. And I absolutely believe so much in the people that you surround yourself in. And the law of reciprocity, the law of proximity, we'll go into that another time, but those things matter. What you have around you, who you can count on, and who you can go to is very helpful. So to bring all of this together, having those things ready will help you to get into the right mindset, to get into the right energy, to truly enjoy being in the moment of wherever it is you are going to be, wherever it is for time for you to step into. And it's such a lovely thing, having those tools ready in your hands, on your heart, and just being able to give it the joy and the love and the peace that it desires, that you desire, that you want to give, that you want to share with not only where you're going to be, but who you're going to be with. Because honestly, nobody wants to be around negative Nancy. Nobody wants to be around someone who's going to bring them down. And even if it takes just faking it for a little bit so you get into the right mood because everything around you is just perfectly right, you'll get into it and it'll work. And I'm not at all saying you have to pretend and you have to be fake. If someone you really care about asks how you're doing and you're not feeling good, if that's the case, I'm not feeling good. But you know what? I'm going to enjoy it here while I can because this is my only opportunity to be in this moment. This moment is not coming around again. And I guess I would add that as a bonus, is realizing that no two moments are going to be the same. How are we going to make the most of it? And I try to impress that upon my children. I remind them every single opportunity, every new moment is a moment to either make things better or to let things get out of hand and to lose control of our thinking, of our ideas and of our mind, of how we go into that moment. How are we sharing it with the people around us? How are they going to remember us when they go off to work? How are they going to remember us when they go off to school? How are they going to remember us And that energy that you bring, you want it to be delightful. You want it to be joyful. It won't always be, and that's totally okay. But the more that you practice it, the more that you get into and use the tools that you have provided for you, the more you expect and you have that desire to bring your best and to bring the right energy, no matter where you are or what you're doing. And you can connect to it much easier the more you practice it. As with anything, the more you practice it, the better you're going to get. And the more it can come naturally, the less you're going to have to think about it, which is the goal, for things to just happen naturally. The more naturally they happen, the more beautiful they are. So let's go through those again. We have music, a selection of music. Create your own playlist. There are so many different tools now. Create a playlist on YouTube, Spotify, just on your phone, download some songs. I mean, so many different ways. Or if you have a favorite radio station, you can just tune into Spotify, Pandora, so many different things. So music, chosen time of day, time of week, where you just know you're ready and you can show up at your best. Quotes or affirmations around you that you can just look at. Meditation, mindset, peace. Just sit down quietly and think. Even in just 1 minute, it can be so powerful and do so much. And then your community, who can you count on? Who can you go to? So I hope that those tips are helpful for you to create the space that you desire, that you deserve from the energy that you've created. No matter where you have to be, what you have to do, what you get to do, and that's a subject for another day. The way that we talk, the way that we say things, the way that we put energy into the universe has a lot to do with what comes out of our mouth. And we haven't even talked about that. But of course, it starts with what we think. The things that we get to do, the things that we get to enjoy, the life we get to live. It's time to show up and live the life that you desire. It's time to embrace the things that you deserve. It's time to understand the abundance that we all have, that we can naturally attract, that we naturally deserve, and that will come to us. The more we give, the more we understand, the more we continue to practice and think about all of the things that this world has created for us, within us. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, so anyway, thank you so much for tuning in today. I so appreciate you. I hope these tips have helped. If they have, please join me on YouTube. I do a lipstick application every morning, along with an affirmation or a quote that gets you going for the day, as well as on TikTok. I do some fun videos. If you're more of the professional feel, I'm on LinkedIn and I post regularly on there and engage as well. So really look for me anywhere on social media. I love continuing the conversation and getting to know you, getting to learn about what you would like to see more of. If any of this has helped you at all, and if you are watching my podcast on YouTube, please leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see more of, and hit subscribe and the notification button. All of those good things. I'd love to be connected. I look forward then to seeing you next week. We have so many great things coming up for you. And there will also be a PDF attached to this with the steps that we walk through today, the tools in your arsenal to be able to bring your best self to the space or the event or whatever moment it is that you are about to be in. Thank you again for joining me, and let's get inspired in love, life, and business.